Can you have some Remnant?
Sure, sometime soon. Here you go.
Thanks.
Alright. Nice seeing you guys again. Also, another theory video. Now, this time it's actually going to be explaining all about Remnant, this weird red liquid stuff. Now, before we get into that, another disclaimer, this is just a freaking theory. Don't be a poo-poo head. If you do, I'm gonna have to do something. Yep. You don't know what it is, because that's the scary part. It's something. Anyways, okay. So Remnant, we don't really know much about it. All we know is that it kind of has the things to power animatronics. Now, right behind me is a bunch of examples, including this dude. Don't mind he's naked. I didn't mean to. I just had to make him look human. But yeah, we got our 4 main animatronics. Now, before we get into that, I am going to get an example. Pretend that this is William Afton. William Afton, go to the east.
Freaking Circus Baby, Laura.
No. Yep. No more sinning. You get to burn. Get the frick in there. You don't do that. No, that's bad. Okay, but either way, so I like to think that Remnant works like this. Now, William Afton made 2 prototype animatronics, and that had to be these 2 you're seeing before you. Proto Funtime Freddy and Proto Funtime Foxy. Now, they could look any different, but I don't care. These are my 2 examples. Now, these 2 were designed to lure and capture. Funtime Freddy could basically do both. I swear. Ow. Okay, you go sit over there, William Afton. Okay. So, both of them were supposed to lure and capture, but Funtime Freddy is a little bit more complex, since he could do both, and Funtime Foxy is just a waste of time. But yeah, another example. You see, this is Funtime Freddy's performing. Funtime Foxy's wandering around, going like, and finds a kid. Enemy spotted. And it's like,
What are you doing?
nothing much. I don't know what you want.
Okay, I'm going now.
After that, they would probably see their mom and then freaking replicate the voice. After that's done.
Jimmy, get the frick over here. It's time to go. Mama? 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 Where's my mama? Oh, she over here, kid. Go over. She over here. Mommy? Mommy?
After that, once the kid is captured, you can obviously see, they got captured. Oh no! And after that, they're basically stuck in here until, you know. But this is where it comes into play, however. Get the frick in there! Get the frick in! Once they are in there, then basically Funtime Freddy does his normal thing while the kid is just still trapped in there alive or dead, whatever. And then Funtime Foxy just does what he does. Do what you gotta do. After that, once the daytime is over, Funtime Freddy, he just goes into the scooping room and then collects his remnant. Now, the scooping room's not in here, but basically imagine him getting scooped. Now, the scooper is designed to inject Remnant, so why would it extract it? Well, why do they have the soul reservoir? And plus, why is it sharp? Why would it needed to be injected if it was like that? So here's a little small room of the scooper. It's weird, isn't it? I mean, it's designed to freaking inject, but also extract, I'm thinking. So after Funtime Freddy gets in here, it gets its scooper extracted, and this thing goes into the scooper reservoir. What happens now? Now it just gets stored. It has to be kept at a sustained temperature enough so it's liquefied. When it's a little cold, it gets malleable. If you don't know what malleable means, it means something that you can bend. Something like when it gets hot enough, you can bend it. But in this case, basically, the colder it gets, the harder it gets. So, Soul Remnant is not only it's a freaking type of liquid, but it's also a metal. Now, I don't think the animatronics are made out of this type of metal, but it's it's complicated. Now, you know, using the scooper would obviously damage them, right? That's why I feel like, you know how they have this weird endoskeleton inside of them, like this aluminum wire? I'm feeling like that protects them so their animatronic parts don't get destroyed. Now, if you think about it like that, yeah, only the wires would get scooped, but not the electronic parts. And they could just be easily replaced or like fused together again. Now, after the scooper happens, we obviously know that they're obviously gonna extract it into Funtime Freddy again. So yeah, basically this is what I'm trying to say. Like Funtime Foxy lures the kids while Funtime Freddy captures them, and then he goes to the scooper just to collect the Remnant. Now, is it just that? Is it that? Well, yeah, that's basically how they got Remnant, and once they get injected, then they basically become alive. Now, obviously, since the scooper is just, it's a scooper. This is what I'm also thinking. Since the kid's in here, doesn't the scooper make it injected? Meaning the scooper is supposed to damage the animatronic while killing the child inside of it. So basically it is an injector, but also an extractor if you use it enough times. But I feel like it does extract a lot of the Remnant and puts it in the scooper while only some of it is left in the animatronic, meaning it'll become possessed over time. Now, the more Remnant they have, the alive they will be, meaning they will probably have a mind of their own. Now, they also made Ballora, but Ballora doesn't do anything. Ballora is basically just a regular animatronic, so the CEOs don't fucking find him. But also, he's kind of tired of just picking up one kid and putting it in here. We also got to keep in mind that this is a rental, meaning animatronics go out to birthday parties and then come back here. But I'm also thinking that this is a restaurant. Either way, William's like taking his kids on the go because it wouldn't be suspicious if the animatronics captured them. Because, yeah, it's basically that. So, in order to capture more animatronics, William made one sophisticated, complex animatronic. And yeah, you guessed it, it's Circus Baby. And yeah, it looks nice about it. It actually looks very perfect. And basically, this thing dispenses ice cream, shoots air balloon out of her fingertips, sings songs, but most importantly, she has a personal scooper. You see where I'm getting with this? That personal scooper makes it so she gets all the remnant from that child instead of some of it. Because usually you can't really get all of the remnant from, you know, children. And that's why William... Now, why would William choose children? Out of all the things, why? I would like to think that Soul Remnant is more about how alive you feel. Like, let's say you're the happiest man on Earth, then you would have a lot of frickin' remnant. If you were a depressed dude, you would have less remnant than you would actually have. So probably injecting yourselves with that would make you even more alive than you feel. Like, you see people on Instagram doing these frickin' alive mountain rock climbing stuff. But the reason why I chose children is because children is the most happiest at their age. Meaning, they could just collect the remnant and then just go. Now, with remnant is what I also think is it works with spring-lock suits as well. That's why I brought this in here. Now, let's say if a person gets in it. He gets in the spring-lock suit and then, you know, kind of does it. Then there's a spring-lock incident failure. But he survives getting out, managed in time, but only having scars on his body. Now, let's say some of that remnant leaked out into the animatronic, like 50% of it did. And 50% of it was inside of the human. He would become more mental. He would become actually less mental. Meaning he would become more psychopath than frickin' a regular person until he gets back into the suit. Now, yeah, just like I said, blood is kind of like a remnant. When it leaks out, it basically just means it leaks out. You can't really do anything about it. And after that, it basically, yeah, it does that. I keep saying a lot of these words like basically, but, or also, but that's a thing I do. And in order for them to get themselves back together, they're going to have to have another employee get into that suit, kill themselves. Once that's done, then they can clean it out, and then they can get into the suit. And then basically they would absorb that remnant. Because not a lot of animatronics would have... They cannot have a lot of a remnant, or they become too much. They become too unstable. Now, I am just making this on the top of my head, but these are just theories. Keep that in mind. But yeah, basically, if you get injured by something, it might have a little bit of remnant on it. Just letting you know that. Either way, back to Circus Baby. Circus Baby, yeah, like I said, has her own personal scooper. And when Elizabeth Afton, aka the orange hair girl, goes up, she gets scooped. What this did is it made her eyes green instead of blue. Now, why would that be the case? Well, it was basically Elizabeth. Elizabeth had the green eyes, but also inherit Circus Baby. She may not have the memories of Circus Baby, or like, no, she may not have the memories of Elizabeth, but faint ones. Since this one's more high-tech than the other ones, it was programmed to act like Circus Baby. That's what William was trying to get at. So this is why Circus Baby is just Circus Baby instead of Circus Baby is Elizabeth. Only her soul is fueled inside of Circus Baby. She may have a few bit of memories, but she's actually more smarter than the other ones, since this remnant is taking place in her. After that, yeah, that's basically it. So the summary is, William designed these animatronics to get remnant from kids because kids have the most remnant in their body. They can also be in spring-lock suits if you get injured in one. And yeah, basically Circus Baby's rental is all about like going to kids' birthdays parties, capturing them, and then going back like nothing ever happened. And then kids are just missing because the parent didn't look out after them. So yeah, that's basically it. But Soul Remnant is also a malleable material that can also be used for stuff or stored. Now, also Remnant can be neutralized in high temperatures. That's why when people burn, they have less Remnant than before. Like the Scrap Trap video, I'm feeling like Springtrap had less Remnant when Fazbear's Fright burned down, and so he had to get more to make himself a little bit more alive than he used to. But yeah, that's basically what I think about Remnant, and that's what I think about like the endoskeleton and how it protects them from the scooper, so it extracts and injects Remnant, quote unquote, more like mashing them into spaghetti. Yeah, that's actually it. Thank you guys for watching. Subscribe, and I'll see you guys later.